Pearson. Yes, we're recording today for anyone that's missed it. I'm with Beyond School Bells, and we created these topic-specific 30-minute discussions.
Recording in progress.
Sorry. Oh, you might want to mute. Okay, sorry, we have two people in a room. So if you hear bluegrass music in the background, there is a bluegrass band outside of our office right now, so you're welcome if you're hearing bluegrass music. So we created these topic-specific 30-minute sessions. We're just going to kind of see how it goes. At the end of today, we're going to have a poll of maybe topics that you would be interested in either learning more about or things that you are really passionate about that you think other after-school programs across the state would really benefit from, like something that you do within your program that you would be willing to share with everyone else. So you can either write it in the chat or message Stephanie. She's kind of my IT person today while I talk. So if everyone would just share, I'm not going to make everybody speak and say their name because we don't have enough time and there's a lot of people on here. So in the chat, if you have access, if you could just write your name, your program, and maybe what you do. Is that your director, site leader, staff member? Just so we kind of know who's on the call. So today, hold on, I need to switch my screen here. Today we are going to focus on Lights On After School because it is something that's happening in October. And so normally it would not be me talking the whole time. I'm hoping that some of you will give us some ideas and then we can reach out to certain people to help us. So you could potentially help co-facilitate these every month. But just because we don't have somebody this month, I will present this month. So I am going to switch my screen over to Lights On After School. So let me do that quickly. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. Okay, I think you can all see that. All right, everybody see that? Okay, so this is the slideshow that the After School Alliance put together for Lights On After School. And so we're just going to run through this quickly. Lights On After School is put on by the After School Alliance, which is a national advocacy organization that advocates for after school and summer programs across the nation. So a lot of data that we get is from them. They do a lot of research. And so one of their projects is Lights On After School. So in today's presentation, we'll talk about just the broad overview of advocating for after school, why it's crucial, and current policy. And then second, we will be going into basics of planning a successful Lights On After School event, and then discuss some strategies to engage policymakers and maximize the impact of your celebration. Let's see, I want to go into slideshow, don't I? There we go. Okay. So yes, if you have a question or comment, please use the chat. And then Stephanie, my IT specialist, is going to kind of navigate that for me today, and then it will be recorded. So Lights On After School is a national movement. So on October 24th, more than 8,000 after school programs across the country will join together to hold the annual Lights On After School. It is a chance for after school programs to celebrate and showcase exactly what they do every day and make the case to their community, parents, policymakers, and media that after school programs are essential for students and families. It's an opportunity to highlight the changing face of what after school really looks like, that it's just not a daycare. You are providing engaging hands-on enrichment opportunities for kids that enhance and build upon school-time learning in really unique ways. Some people may already be aware of what you do, but others may not. And so that's why hosting a Lights On After School event is a great opportunity to educate your community and create brand new advocates. Next slide. So Lights On After School allows you to bring attention to the need for more after-school programs and resources in your community. And it gives you the freedom to create an event that does in a way that feels best for your area and your program. It can include 4-H, Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCA, privately funded after-school programs, and our 21st century learning communities. So now I'm going to, I think Stephanie, you're going to do a little poll here. We just kind of want to see where everyone's at with Lights On After School. So if you've never heard of it, there will be an option for that. If you're a veteran, you've been doing this for a lot of years, there'll be an option for that. So I'm going to stop my share. And then Stephanie's gonna take it over.
We're gonna pull up a little Mentimeter if you have done this before. Present this. So you should be able to, once this pulls up, you can either on the top of the screen, there's a address that you can go to and put in a code, or you can follow this QR code that's in the bottom left. And we just love to know, of this group, how many years have you participated in Lights On After School? So, you know, Alana shared there's really a spectrum of what participation looks like. So it can be as small as just coloring some light bulb sheets with your students to huge events, but whatever participation has looked like, we'd love to know of this group.
What are we supposed to do, Stephanie?
What's that?
What do I have to do? What do I have to do?
So if there is a link on the top that my bar is not showing, that is like menti.com. Yeah, there it is. So you can either go to menti.com, menti.com, and then you can put in this code 86482559, or you can follow the QR code that's on the bottom. And I'll get that QR code away so we can see. Thank you everyone for sharing. It's cool to see that we have kind of a good range of experience just in this.
Okay, well, I can't figure it out, but it's over 20 years.
Yeah,
so
I figured you
I don't know.
add Lorna to the green one.
Yeah, we know Lorna.
I don't know how to do that.
Or you could just write it in the chat if you
Exactly.
don't know.
This is only in
that I can do.
Open-handed. Don't feel like you have to participate.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see.
We have a lot of, this is my first year, 1 to 3 years. We have 3, 10+ years, we have 2. So just kind of nice to see where everyone's at. 23 years in Shattern. Yep. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna reshare my screen here. And we'll keep going. I'm kind of doing the fast version of this. Whether you think that or not, I think there's a whole hour webinar on this through After School Alliance. So the point of having a Lights On After School event or something within your community is to build long-term support for your program and for similar programs in your community and in your state. And it just helps you promote your program. Okay, let me move on. So this slide was kind of in the back of the PowerPoint, and I moved it to the front because I don't want people to be super overwhelmed by what this event could be like. It could be as simple as, like Stephanie said, decorating a light bulb, color pages, which Stephanie has a bunch of sheets and she's going to bring them to Get Connected, and we'll just give them out to you. We can mail some to you as well. And then students send those to people in their community or policymakers, the mayor, those types of people. You can host a family engagement night, put on a talent show. I wrote cardboard challenge in here because this is something that Beyond School Bells is going to be putting together in the next few weeks, and we will kind of talk about it at Get Connected. So if you can't think of anything, we're just creating a cardboard challenge so students can, you guys can build something at your program. It'll be led by students, what they want. Maybe you can tie it with a family engagement night. Maybe their parents come in and see what they created and built. You can take pictures, place them on social media, just saying these are cool things that are happening in after school programs. Do a press release for your local newspaper if that's something that you have access to. So it doesn't need to be this huge thing. So, okay. I'm gonna move on. So just 3 easy steps, how to plan a successful lights on event. I'm just gonna show you some slides here. So by registering your event, this just helps Nebraska be a part of the national representation of what's happening for Lights After School. So when you register, you get access to some cool stuff. So here's how to register. This is what it looks like. So you can go to the Lights On After School or After School Alliance /LOA. And then they have a whole website for you to access for this, if that's something that you're interested in. When you do register your event, you get access to a lot of free resources. So they'll send you 10 posters that you can use to promote your event in your community, planning tips and updates every week. There's raffles and prize giveaways. And then your event will be a part of the national network of events, which is kind of cool. So hopefully we can get some Nebraska representation. I did look at last year's, and there was quite a bit of programs that did register on there from Nebraska. So thank you for doing that. Okay, so plan your event. Here are more resources on the website for event ideas and themes. There's tons of free things on there like logos. So if you want to use the Lights On After School logos on your promotional materials, you can do that. There's sample emails that you can write, sample press releases, social media posts. So you can just take things off the website so you don't have to create them yourself. So the next slide is just, oh, and I want to just throw out there too, if there's anybody that wants to share throughout this, or if I'm missing something, please just unmute yourself and share. And we'll share out here in a little bit if we have time about things that you've done. So if you're a 20-year veteran, or even you've held one event that you want to share, you can certainly share about that. All right, I'm going to move on here. Media coverage. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at in my notes here. I'm not going to show all of these slides. So just having media. So I know some of you are very small communities and you don't have access to that, or you're a very large community and it's hard to get media out there. But anything you can do to generate positive news for your after school program is important. And so it could be a press release. It could be, I think that's probably the most common way to get your media involved in a lot of our communities. So the next thing I want to do is we have another poll. We're just trying to keep you guys engaged. So Stephanie, do you want to share the next poll?
I do.
Fast.
And
Okay.
now this time, there's a shareable link, so you should be able to access it through that as well.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
So, we'd just love to know how, if you're already planning on engaging in Lights On After School this year, there's just going to be a series of 6 yes or no questions for you to answer, and it'll kind of show up in this spider graph. So just to show, hey, some of you may be planning community-wide events, small events, inviting policymakers already, maybe just a smaller Lights On After School activity, or it's okay to be in that I don't have anything planned, because that's exactly why we're doing this. And Lana mentioned we're going to have some great options, incentivized options for maybe those of you who don't have anything planned or want to add some additional fun things to your Lights On After School plans. So hopefully you can use that link or again that code, or if you were still on it, it hopefully moved along to the next set of questions. And this is my first time using this, so don't feel bad if it's your first time too, because we're all learning together.
5:30. I said yes. She goes, well, her mother doesn't think she can. And I go,
Okay. Okay. I'll message them. I'll message them.
All right, well, again, this is my first time. I don't know if anybody needs some more time to get through these questions. We've got some results here. Okay. So it looks like we've got kind of another variety of things that are happening across the state, and no one voted help. I don't have anything planned, but if that is you, we would, oh, it keeps changing. All right, well, feel free to continue to answer that, but Alana, I can pass it back to you.
Alrighty, here, okay, so I'm just gonna share some pictures now. So step 3 is celebrate. All right, my button's not moving. My computer's stuck. Okay, hold on here, I'm sorry. While I work that out, is there anybody that wants to share about something cool that you've done or would like to do? Otherwise, I will. I'm going to try this again. All right, there we go. I got it to work this time. So here's just some social media posts that people have done. I'm just going to go through these kind of fast. Here's just some social media posts about, there's pictures of students with their light bulbs, or it looks like some of the students are here doing a STEM challenge. Just some ideas there. More social media posts. Somebody made a TikTok video, which is out of my wheelhouse. I cannot do that, but some people really like to do that. Here looks like a STEM challenge. I know Schuyler does a trunk or treat event for their Lights On After School Month. This is not a flyer from them, but this is something where they, as an after school program, you are involved with a community-wide effort. So you can think about that also. How can I be a part of something that's already happening in my community? And then all you have to do is create a flyer and show up and maybe buy some candy and hand out some Lights On After School things or information about your after school program. So it could just be that simple as well. Here's just some pictures. Looks like that's the trunk or treat event. I don't actually know anything around some of these pictures. Right here, it looks like they did a rally to advocate for after school programs in their community. There's students at a football game, it looks like. There's some color sheets. Right there is a picture of students drawing their light bulbs, coloring their light bulbs. Okay, just some pictures. There's a picture of a school that bought a bunch of STEM kits. It looks like Community Connects kits, and they did a bunch of STEM projects that week to promote after school. So just some ideas there. That's all I'm going to share of that. So the last thing we want to do today is just get feedback from you about future topics. So Stephanie has one more activity with you really fast, and then we will let you go. Unless there's things that you would like to share. So one more Mentimeter.
Yes,
We
and-
are wanting feedback from you on what you are interested in hearing about during these.
Yes, so this is just an open-ended, things will pop up as you type in ideas, topics. Let me share my screen. Share topics you'd like to chat about with other after-school staff. And you can, as people start to populate that with ideas, you can vote on other people's ideas. So if someone has an idea you really like, you can say, yes, I agree with that. So feel free to follow that link. Start adding some ideas. Alana and I
Yep.
Can add some as well that we've kind of thought
Yeah.
about. But we'd love
One
to.
idea that I mean, Patricia Sanchez Stewart just joined our team yesterday. And I asked her if I could say this, but one of the things that she really thinks is important in after school programs is the importance of building relationships with your administration in your building. And so we're gonna just have her do that one month, talk about the importance of strong administrative support for your program, and also how to build relationships with everyone else in your school, like your custodians and your certified teachers and like everybody. So she's gonna probably do that in one of the upcoming months. So that's just an example of something that you can write.
Carmen did put in the chat about pumpkin carving was a fun event that they did. You said last year, Carmen. Is there anything, was that like just a program activity? Did you bring in families? What was what was the scale of that? If you're okay, sure.
So there we go. We have a local pumpkin patch, and so I contacted them, and she actually had some pumpkins still left, which helped her out too, get rid of some more. And anyway, we went out and got pumpkins, and then we brought them to our event, and then we invited families to come in, and they all got to paint them and take them home. So for our lights on after school event.
Cool. It's a good opportunity to bring family into your program, promote the importance of after school. Your parents in your program are huge advocates, potential advocates, within the community. So, and it's just fun. It's fun to have that kind of energy in your program in the fall. That's great. Well, feel free to keep adding things, voting on people's, but know that, Alana, Patricia, and I really want to hear what are the things that you want to be talking about? What are things you need trainings? Your staff need trainings. These, we're really going to be focusing on helping to curate the conversations and the trainings and the things that you really need. So we are all ears. Just want you to know that we want to support your high quality programs throughout this year and moving forward.
Yep, and Stephanie, Patricia, and I will stay on for a while. If anyone wants to just stay on and just chat with us about anything, we'll stay on for till 1 o'clock, and then otherwise, if you're good, you can jump off, and we'll see you next month. Well, hopefully we'll see you at Get Connected, but otherwise we'll see you in October.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Stop sharing this.
Do you have anything, Carmen, for us, or are you just trying to leave the are you trying to find the leave button?
Yep, I'm finding the leave button. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
well, good to see you.
Okay. Yep, good to see you too. See you in a couple weeks.
Yes. How about Stacy or Madison or Jamie? You can either leave or you can stay on and chat with us about anything.